Oh, okay. Of
I
course.
was about to say, I've never been up here before.
It's changed a little bit because it's such a flexible room now. We can change a lot of things.
That's true.
Anyway, so we're going to do two things. We're going to be lighting Hanukkah candles first. And I'd like to have you, that time comes, is to have either both, well, you can do it in unison together. We have microphones here, so you don't have to worry about projecting too much, but you should project because that's what you do. So we have a reading that talks about what tonight's candle lighting is what we're dedicating tonight's candle lighting to, which is community and diversity. And then this is, if you want, then you can also, if you feel comfortable, to read this almost immediately after. There's some music, the cantor's going to sing in between, but you and I, you both and I would stay here for a little bit. And then when the cantor is ready, then you would offer this blessing, and then we'll light the Sabbath candles.
Okay, sure.
That sounds all right? Great. Awesome.
Which do you want to do?
You want to do one and I'll do the other?
Sure.
I'll do the first one,
Okay.
the community and diversity one.
Okay. That sounds good.
I was about to make a joke about protecting is bad. I'm
And
sorry.
we got divorced up here too.
No.
So I assume you'll just tell
I'll
us
call
what
you
to,
up.
okay.
I'll call you.
Gesture to us.
I mean, I've seen it from a distance.
Shabbat Shalom, Happy Hanukkah to those of us here in our sanctuary and to those joining us online. This joyous holiday of Hanukkah is such a beautiful thing with lights aglow. Tonight we will be welcoming people on Zoom also who are hopefully sharing their Hanukkah with us. And so we have some candles burning here in our sanctuary. We have candles burning in people's homes or other places. And we hope to have just a lovely evening tonight with one another. If you're joining us online, we do want to remind you to check the video description or the chat room, the chat box where you are, because that will help you find some of the prayer book that we have tonight, the program that we have tonight, which has supplemental songs in it. And if you are joining us on Zoom and eventually want to switch over to YouTube to watch us without having to be on camera or to have the camera shared, there's a link. There should be a link to that as well. We'll see how that happens. So for those of us here in our sanctuary, you have the supplement, which is in the program tonight, and you have the little Siddur with you. So please, that's what we'll be using. And we just want to welcome everybody with the beauty of this day made more beautiful by everyone's presence here with us. We offer Ma Yafeh Hayom on page 3 of the Siddur, the special prayer book for tonight. Page 3, Ma Yafeh Hayom.
Ma Yafeh Hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Ma Yafeh Hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Ma Yafeh Hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Ma Yafeh Hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.
Now, for those people joining us on Zoom, get ready to light your Hanukkah. And here in the sanctuary, I'd like to invite Amber Cohen and Christopher Luther to please come forward and to help us light all of the candles that we have here tonight. Tonight is the 6th night of Hanukkah, and it is Shabbat, so we have a lot of candles, a lot of fire to light with us tonight. So please get ready for this. You know, Hanukkah is the time when we celebrate the victory of a small group of people over a large army. And they did so because of the cause of religious freedom and religious diversity as well. And so as we think of the lessons of this holiday, we know that the light that they gave to the world still shines in our hearts. And whether we light candles here tonight or light candles at home, we're getting to do that, we know that the light that we bring to the world is something important, special. It warms our hearts, but it stands for something so important. It stands for our ability to think about important victories that we can achieve along with the results, along with the purposes of our work. So we begin with a meditation for the lighting of our Hanukkah candles.
We light this Hanukkah candle in honor of community and the diversity that gives it strength. We must have respect for everyone, be accepting of differences, and fight for the freedom of all people. We must seek out ways of bridging the valleys of separation that prevent humans from sharing love with one another. As a community, we share in each other's sorrows and celebrate the joys and lean on another in times of need. As we kindle our Hanukkah lights, we rededicate ourselves to being there for one another as a community and have compassion and draw strength from our diversity.
On page 3 of our supplement, moment as we prepare to light our Hanukkah candles. A small additional meditation.
Do the lighting? I can't.
In the window where you can send your glow from my menorah on newly fallen snow, I will set you 6 little candles on this the 6th night of Hanukkah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Chanukah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher asa nisim lavoteinu bayamim hahem bazman hazeh.
And next, we will light the Shabbat candles. Oh, do we have, wait a minute.
We're going to sing a little bit.
We're going to sing a little, that's what I thought. We're going to sing a little. On page 4 of the supplement, we also have a lovely song. Please join one another. It's very easy to catch it. Oh, got it.
Careful now. So I wrote this song to teach some of our younger friends why it is especially good to put our menorah in a place where everyone can see it. We put the menorah in the window, put it there for everyone to see. We don't have to hide all the light we have inside, so we put the menorah in the window. Let's try that chorus one more time. We put the menorah in the window, put it there for everyone to see. We don't have to hide all the light we have inside, so we put the menorah in the window. A long time ago, the Jews were not free to pray to God the way they wanted to. But Judah Maccabee helped us all to see it's okay to be proud that you're a Jew. So we put the menorah in the window, put it there for everyone to see. We don't have to hide all the light we have inside, so we put the menorah in the window. And even now we know that there are places where people have to hide what they believe. But if we make it known that they are not alone, you'd be surprised how much we can achieve. So we put the menorah in the window, put it there for everyone to see. We don't have to hide all the light we have inside, so we put the menorah in the window. Everybody's got a light inside them to make the world a better place to be. But every now and then, it's good to have a friend to help us find the light that's hard to see. So we put the menorah in the window, put it there for everyone to see. We don't have to hide all the light we have inside, so we put the menorah in the window.
This 6th night of Hanukkah, of course, occurs on Shabbat, and we add more light, the light of knowledge, the light of truth, the light of rest and recreation that allows us to indeed take this day and reflect on all the lessons of our lives.
Loving God, with a full heart, we thank you for the blessing of the week which has passed, and for the strength which you granted us to overcome our difficulties. We ask your blessings for the week that lies ahead. Grant health and contentment to our loved ones and friends. Help us strengthen each other with gentle words and acts of kindness. Bestow your blessings on all your children. May we enter the Shabbat in peace, in purity, and in radiant joy.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner v'tzivanu Lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Blessed are you who commands us to kindle the lights of Shabbat.
Thank you. Shabbat Shalom. Want to invite the congregation, wherever you may be, to now continue with us on page 6 of the prayer book. We continue with Kabbalat Shabbat on this night, welcoming this Shabbat, page 6, Or Zarua.
Or Zarua, la tzadik, ulishrei lev simcha. Or Zarua, la tzadik, ulishrei lev simcha. Or Zarua, la tzadik, ulishrei lev simcha. Ulishrei lev simcha. Or Zarua, la tzadik, ulishrei lev simcha. Ulishrei lev simcha. Ya la 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 tzadik, ulishrei lev simcha. Or Zarua, la tzadik, ulishrei lev simcha. Or Zarua, la tzadik, ulishrei lev simcha. Ulishrei lev simcha. Or Zarua, la tzadik, ulishrei lev simcha. Ulishrei lev simcha. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la.
And we continue on page 7, Boi Kala.
Boi kala, boi kala, boi kala, boi kala. Boi kala, boi kala, boi kala, boi kala. Lecha dodi, likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Boi kala, boi kala, boi kala, boi kala. Boi kala, boi kala, boi kala, boi kala. Lecha dodi, likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Boi kala, boi kala, boi kala, boi kala. Boikala, Boikala.
As we begin our worship now with Ma'ariv, I want to ask all the worshipers who are with us to think about the best thing that happened to you in the week gone by. Just think to yourself. It could be something that you got in the mail. It could be a particular hug you got from a partner or a spouse or a friend. It could be a phone call or a piece of email that you received, or even a piece of physical mail that you received that was meaningful and important, but it gave your heart a lift. It gave you a thrill. It made you smile. Maybe it made you laugh. And maybe it was poignant, and maybe it just affected you in such a way that it might have made your day, it might have made the whole week better. As we think about those positive experiences, they do help to make us grow. They do help to enliven our lives. We have enough negative experience in our world that it's hard to sometimes live in a world with so many troubles. And think about the good things that come to our lives. Offer the gratitude from your hearts that help bring all of us to a place where we think about other people and doing things for them because they've done things for us, because they've made our lives better. We begin with Baruch Hu at the bottom of page 7, and then going on to the Shema at the top of page 8. We invite the congregation to rise.
Ya la 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 la, 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 ya la 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 la. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMivorach.
Baruch Adonai HaMivorach Le'olam va'ed, Le'olam va'ed. Ya la 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 la, 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 ya la 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 la. We continue on page 8.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. I want to invite people to sit down. And this service is intended for a multi-generational kind of congregation. So I want you to get your hands ready. We're going to do a little bit of fun tonight because it's Hanukkah and we have fun. So everybody, if you feel comfortable, to stand for another little bit. And we're going to offer some hand motions and some movements, because I don't know, people, it's such a cold day, people probably weren't out bike riding, although I know that there are some intrepid people in our congregation who do those kinds of things. But let's get our body moving a little bit. Stretch your arms, put them out in front of you, put them off to the side, and those of you watching online, you can do this too. Just because you have the ability to be distant doesn't mean you can't be with us. So stretch your arms and imagine that you are slaves, you are walking to be free, and imagine all the thoughts that are going through your head as you prepare to leave Egypt as our ancestors did and walk to the land of Israel, the promised land. So we are first, where are we?
standing at the sea.
Micha mocha, standing at the sea. Micha mocha, standing at the sea. Micha mocha, freedom's on our way. We're singing and dancing. Micha mocha, we're singing and dancing. Micha mocha, we're singing and dancing. Micha mocha, freedom's on our way. Now just single. Freedom, 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 freedom's on our way. They're coming up behind Micha mocha, they're coming up behind Micha mocha, they're coming up behind Micha mocha, freedom's on our way. We're bound no more, Micha mocha, we're bound no more. Micha mocha, we're bound no more. Micha mocha, freedom's on our way. Hands. Freedom, 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 freedom's on our way. The sea sheep parts, Micha mocha, the sea sheep parts, Micha mocha, the sea sheep parts, Micha mocha, freedom's on our way. We're walking through the water, Micha mocha, we're walking through the water, Micha mocha, we're walking through the water, Micha mocha, freedom's on our way. Freedom, 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 freedom's on our way. We're on the other side, Micha mocha, we're on the other side. Micha mocha, we're on the other side. Micha mocha, freedom's on our way. One God, Micha mocha, one God, Micha mocha, one God, Micha mocha, freedom's on our way. Freedom, 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 freedom's on our way. Please be seated. I appreciate that. You participated so well, and I know you did too online. Thank you so much for being part of Micha mocha tonight. I now want to invite you to turn, I think, on page 9.
That sounds right.
I have page 10 in my Siddur, but that's all right. The part that says, open my eyes. It's right after standing at the sea.
Page 9.
I think it's page 10.
Page 10?
Yeah.
Okay.
We might have some slightly different editions out there. It's okay.
Quite all right.
I got it.
As we prepare to move into our silent prayer, we want to be fully open with our eyes and our ears and our hearts and our hands, so that we can have that meaningful inner prayer experience. So we'll say together, open my eyes to truth, open my hands to give freely, open my lips to good words, to pure words, open my heart to love. Open my eyes to truth, open my hands to give freely, open my lips to good words, to pure words, open my heart to love. Adonai sifatai, Adonai sifatai tiftach, ufi yagid tehilatecha. Open my lips to good words, to pure words, open my heart to love. Adonai sifatai tiftach, ufi yagid tehilatecha. Open my lips to good words, to pure words, open my heart to love.
page 11 in the Siddur, in the prayer book.
Ose shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Ose shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Ose shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol yoshvei tevet. Ose shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Ose shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Ose shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol yoshvei tevel. Ose shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu.
Once again, Shabbat Shalom to everybody. For a few moments, as we did right before we began Ma'ariv, when we asked people to think about good things that happened to them, I'm going to stand back here, right there. I wonder if there's someone in our congregation who might want to tell everyone, people here, people watching online, what either one of those good things are that you thought about, or another good thing that happened to you, or that you anticipate happening to you in the month of December. You may have an anniversary coming up. You may have a trip planned. You may have just something really good and something really warming that's happening to you. And if anybody would like that, I'm going to try and Steve, I'm going to move around a little bit, and we'll see what happens. So does anybody want to share? I think the mic is on. Yes, it is. I see a finger pointing over here, so.
I'm going to turn 75. This Sunday, I'm turning 75.
A significant birthday. Mazel tov to you.
Sha'ah tova.
Other people would like to share something happening here, something good happening in their lives.
My 10-year-old grandson got his second shot today.
Fantastic, fantastic. Other people.
Yeah, I went to a great Hanukkah party yesterday. It was fantastic.
Being part of a community where you can have a great party for Hanukkah, and now where we can do those things, and at least here in Dane County, we can get together and we can have those things, and you know, God willing, we continue on that trajectory, but who knows? Anyway, anybody else want to share something good that happened in their life lately?
Well, today we met online. My second cousin, who lives in Rochester, New York, first time we had met her, and Marcia, through her genealogy project, connected us.
Fantastic. Wow, that is great. Anybody else? We have so many great things happening tonight. There are good things in our lives, and some people I know might be a little bit reticent about sharing, and that's perfectly okay. But for all the good things that have happened in our lives, again, we thank God. We offer gratitude from our hearts because we know that whether it's the doing of God or whether it's the doing of our friends and neighbors who are perhaps agents of all good spirits, that they have really enabled us to do great things. So we offer this prayer of gratitude. I think we're at the bottom of page 11 in your Siddurim.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. An old legend about King Solomon. King Solomon was one of the wisest rulers we ever had, and he judged between people, he judged between nations. He may not have had the best judgment about wives. He had so many of them, it is said, but that might have just been him. I can't speak for that, and so we have other things we have to worry about when it comes to that. But he was a very wise ruler, known for his wisdom. But I want to take you back in time for just a few brief minutes. Imagine, if you will, we have little Joseph and little Hannah, Yosef and Hannah. Yosef and Hannah came from a really poor family, and all that they did for a living was to make brooms. They took straw that they grew in the field or that they could find because they barely had a field. And they took some old rope that they had made from some other plants, and they made brooms to sell there in the marketplace. And every day they would go to the marketplace and they would sell their brooms for a few coins and then be able to go home and maybe help feed their family. So one day, little Hannah and Yosef are in the marketplace and they're not having such a good day. And they're sad and dejected. They didn't sell many brooms. Maybe it was a saturated market. I don't know. And on their way home, and it was this time of year too, so it was a time when Hanukkah was actually happening, they began to smell something fried, something good, something delicious. And as they walked home, of course, we don't want to say the fact that there wasn't even Hanukkah yet by the time King Solomon. That's why it's a legend, right? In the Bible we know, and in the Talmud we know, there's no early or late. Time is not important. So it's Hanukkah time, even though there wasn't Hanukkah at the time of King Solomon, but it's a legend nonetheless. And they're walking by, and they smell this wonderful fried potato smell. And they don't know what they're smelling. And they go to the window, they follow this odor, and someone is making potato pancakes. And the kids are standing there with their chins on the windowsill and their hands on the windowsill, and they're just smelling, and they're saying to themselves, oh, we wish we had such delicious food as this. And finally, the man who was making the potato pancakes turns around and says, hey, what are you doing here? And they say, we're just smelling your wonderful food. And the man says, you can't smell my food. You need to pay for that smell. We can't have people just taking smells freely like that. And the children say, we have no money. We had a very bad day in the market today. We can't give you any money. And he said, I'm taking you to the king. He'll make the decision. He'll get money out of you for sure. So the young man, the man in the house, takes the two kids and he drags them off to King Solomon, who is very busy, but obviously will see someone with a judicial dispute. And King Solomon says, what's the problem? And the man who is doing the cooking says, well, these two young people came to my windowsill. I was making potato pancakes, and they were smelling my pancakes. They took the smells for free. They even said to me under their breath, oh, I wish we could have such nice potato pancakes. I'd buy potato pancakes like that. And King Solomon stroked a beard, I guess. And he turned to the children and he said, children, is what he said true? And the children said, well, Your Majesty, yes, it's true.
We smelled those potato pancakes, and we loved that smell, and we did say that we wished we could have had those to eat, but we didn't. But we only have the smell. I mean, the smell was wafting all over the neighborhood. And the king said, well, you know, we must pay for the things that we get. It's honest. You must do honest business that you should pay for what you received on this night. And now you said you didn't have a very good day in the market today, but do you have any money with you? And the children looked frightened because they knew they were going to take whatever money they had. They had to take it home to their parents, and they said, yes, here are about 5 or 6 coins. We have 5 or 6 coins. And the king said, they're in a little sack, I see. And the children said, yes. And the king took the money from the children, and he pointed the sack in the direction of this man who was making the potato pancakes, and he shook the coins. And you can imagine the sound that coins make, right? You can hear that tinkling sound that coins make. And the man who made the potato pancakes said, what are you doing? And the king said, the price of the smell of your potato pancakes, it's the sound of money. Now you've received the sound of money. Everyone is equal. The kids, the children have smelled your pancakes, and you've received payment in the sound of money. Everyone now may go home, and children, here is your money back. And everyone in the courtroom laughed out loud because they knew that yet again King Solomon had done something very wise and something wonderful. Doing business and following proper business laws is something that we always try to do. And even though it's hard, we try to say, what's really the honest solution to a problem here? That's a lesson that King Solomon teaches us. I now want to invite you as a community to return to the Siddur, and we're going to be on page 12, I think, of the Siddur. We're offering a prayer of healing and wholeness for people in our community, people whom we know and people whom we don't know, who are ill on this night, who are suffering, people who need our special prayers and blessings. These are people who might have coronavirus, and I was in fact informed today that 2 members of our community also at this point came down with coronavirus this past week. So we think about them. We think about people who live in cities that are distressed in our nation. We think about people who are victims of human traffickers. We think about people who have been sexually abused or sexually molested and sexually pursued inappropriately. We think about people of every race and nation and gender and sexual orientation and gender distinction who have been persecuted and indeed hurt and killed for their simple status as human beings. We think about people who are enslaved. We think about people whom we know who need special prayers and blessings at this time, the specific individuals that we think about. There may be people who fit these descriptions who are part of your family or friendship circle. And here in our community, if you'd like to offer the name of someone who needs a special prayer of healing and wholeness, I invite you to offer that name now, or to just keep that person's name close in your heart and know that this community is going to offer prayers of solidarity and healing and wholeness at this time.
Debbie Alderman and her sister Doreen.
Michael Temple and Marcia Johnson.
For those who are joining us online, we want to ask you too to take someone into your heart, someone whom you know, or even if you know of kinds of people whose category I didn't mention before, but take them into your heart and think about them. And we wish all those who are ill, we wish them well, and we hope a speedy recovery. We know that there are situations where there is terminal illness, and we hope for a wholeness to come to those families as well. On page 12, we offer at the middle of the page, Misha Beirach, our prayer for healing and wholeness.
Misha Beirach I Avotenu Mikor HaBracha Leim Avotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mi sheberach imotenu mikor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. There are also many people whom we think about, whom we remember because they are not with us in life any longer, but they have gone from our world in a physical sense, but not in a spiritual sense. They are actually with us in many ways at many times. We remember those who died in recent days, and we remember those whose Yartzeiten occur at this time. If you are here in our sanctuary present and you are observing a Yartzeit, or you are in mourning for somebody, we invite you to rise as the name of your loved one is recited, and then you'll be joined by all those who are present tonight as we offer the mourner's Kaddish. And again, if there are people who aren't on my Kaddish list and you'd like to add names, we'll come to that as well. But these are the people whom we are remembering on this night. With love and care, we remember those recent deaths confronting members of our community. We remember Edward Nupnow, the father of Sarah Wisdom. We remember Heidi Beth Lahan, wife of Chuck Lahan, mother of Samantha and Harry of blessed memory. And we remember Ida Oring Lessman, grandmother of Julia Katz, and great-grandmother of Bryn Choi and Louis Choi. And these are the Yartzeiten that we recall on this night with continuing love and devotion. We remember Manning Bookstaff, Robert Cohen, Norman Esser, Arthur Feinberg, Leon Feingold, Edward Fink, Irving D. Gassman, Jules Greenberg, Bluma Halperin, Jackie Herr, Charlotte E. Eisenman, Kenneth Dean Jenks, Max Kalin, Anna Kaplowitz, Florence Bress Karp, Sarah Crystal, Martin Lesser, Margaret Levin, Joyce Maidenberg, Barbara McDermott, Joy Nathanson, Ansel Pines, Sidney Prosansky, Avram M. Reutman, Gladys Sherman, Elizabeth C. Short, Eli M. Smith, Margaret Sobel, Ida Steinpress, Eva Wendell, Abraham Wolfson, and Marcella Wynn. And again, there may be members of this worship community tonight who similarly are remembering loved ones whose names I didn't mention. And if you would like to offer the name of someone else here tonight, I invite you to do so.
Lorraine Pappas.
Josh Schubert.
Zichronam livracha. May their memories be blessings in our hearts and in the hearts and minds of all those who knew and loved them. Testifying then to the faith that binds the generations of our people, I now invite us all to rise and on page 13 of the Siddur to offer the words of the mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divrach irutei ve'amlich malchutei, b'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehi Shemei Rabbah Mivarach Le'alam Ulalmei Almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yithalal Shemei dekudsha b'richu Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen Yehei shlama rabba min shmaya V'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Hosei shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru amen. May God send peace to all who mourn and comfort to those who are bereaved and those who remember. And let us all say amen. Please be seated. Our service will end somewhat shortly. Before we do, to offer just a few words of thanks. First of all, thank you very much to Nicole Jar, who was our greeter tonight, and much appreciated. For those of us joining one another here in our sanctuary, please be sure to take home the oneg on the go, our oneg to go tonight. They're donuts of various variety. I think they're all jelly donuts tonight. So please be sure to take one for the road, and we'll give one to our fine officers from the Madison Police Department as well. So happy Hanukkah. Sufganiyah, the jelly donut, is a pretty traditional Hanukkah food in Israel. So as they're enjoying there, we too will enjoy here. Thank you to my Bima partner, Jacob Nami. Cantor, thank you very much for offering beautiful music, inspiration, and your friendship and devotion to our community. Thank you. And let's see, tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock in the morning will be Torah study. That'll be on Zoom. And tomorrow evening, the Madison Jews Next Door will have a Havdalah at, it says at 7:30. But I think, and I don't know who's leading, but tomorrow evening, tomorrow evening there are two special events in our community. One will be our traditional Hanukkah candle lighting on Zoom, which will be at 6:30 p.m. And then there will be at 7:30 p.m. the Madison Jews Next Door. Our young Jewish people, 20s and 30s, will be offering a special Havdalah. I want to make sure I get that right.
We should note that our community candle lighting at 6:30 will also include Havdalah. So if you want to end Shabbat twice.
Thank you. That's all. Do you know who's leading? Because I didn't have it in my notes.
I believe that for our community candle lighting tomorrow evening, it is the youth leadership.
Awesome. Our youth leader. Thank goodness for our youth leadership. Great. Be sure to join them at 6:30 online. And the Havdalah, I don't know if they're doing it in person or not. They have been getting together in person lately. But check the website. Check their Facebook page. That's the Madison Jews Next Door, MJND. Also, for those of you who are interested, a special concert featuring Jewish pop singer Ari Goldwag on Zos Hanukkah, the final night and day of Hanukkah. The concert is happening Sunday, December 5th. That's this coming Sunday at 5 p.m. This is online now. The program is free, and it'll be available on demand through Monday, December 6th at 7 o'clock. So more information, you can check me afterward. You can find the online link for that. It's sponsored by the Milwaukee Jewish community. So please, you can be with us for that. Next Friday evening, Shabbat services will take place at 7:30 p.m. And next Saturday morning, there will be Torah study as well at 9 a.m. For information on any of what I just mentioned, you can go to tbemadison.org for details and for registration. And if you'd like to continue to join us online for Hanukkah candle lighting, there's a registration page for that as well. I think that's it for the announcements.
Anybody else have anything that we're missing? Mrs. Jar? We're good?
Okay. Well, in that case, what I'd like to ask you, I'm going to turn it over to Cantor Nami for a special blessing, really, for those of us who are here tonight, whether you're present in the community or whether you are with us remotely. Everybody here needs a blessing, And so we have one for us tonight.
So it's customary in homes on Shabbat evening for parents to bless their children with peace, using these words that come from the book of Numbers, the priestly blessing. However, in our community, we take an opportunity to bless one another with peace. And so we'll, stretch out our hearts to each other, even if we're not stretching out our arms. However, if you're with somebody in your household and you want to get closer to one another, you absolutely can and should, as we offer a chance to bless one another with peace. We're going to start in the middle of the page where it says, for all of us blessing each other, and you just need to repeat after me. May God bless you.
May God bless you.
May God keep you.
May God keep you.
Shine light on you.
Shine light on you.
Help you find peace.
Help you find peace.
May God watch you.
May God watch you.
And stay with you.
And stay with you.
Forever and ever.
Forever and ever.
And ever.
And ever.
I'll try the Hebrew, repeating after me again. Yivarechecha.
Yivarechecha.
Adonai ve'yishmerecha.
Adonai ve'yishmerecha.
Ya'er Adonai.
Ya'er Adonai.
Panav elecha vichuneka.
Panav elecha vichuneka.
Yisa Adonai.
Yisa Adonai.
Panav elecha.
Panav elecha.
V'yasem lecha.
V'yasem lecha.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Once more, may God bless you.
May God bless you.
May God keep you.
May God keep you.
Shine light on you.
Shine light on you.
Help you find peace.
Help you find peace.
May God watch you.
May God watch you.
And stay with you.
And stay with you.
Forever and ever.
Forever and ever.
Ever.
And ever. And on page 15, a brief kiddush and motzi to sort of maybe begin the meal part of the evening, wherever you go. I hope you have a chance for some food and some community and some recreation for this Shabbat. We join one another on page 15.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen.
Amen. L'chaim. And also on page 15 is a motzi, thanking God for all of the blessings of our meals that are ahead of us and really all the good things in the world.
Thank you.
There you go.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz.
B'tei avon.
So I have to tell you, friends, that I was debating which song we were going to conclude our evening service with, and so I put like 4 different options in the supplement. I think that I would actually like to end with one that people don't always realize is a Hanukkah song, but it absolutely is. Not by might, not by power. We sing it at other times, so it's on page 5 of the supplement. It actually comes from the Haftarah portion, from the book, the prophets portion that's read specially on Hanukkah. And what a great thing to end with a song and an additional prayer for peace. Not by might and not by power, but by Spirit alone shall we all live in peace. Not by might and not by power, but by Spirit alone shall we all live in peace. The children sing, the children dream, and their tears may fall, but we'll hear them call, and another song will rise. another song will rise, another song will rise. Not by might and not by power, but by Spirit alone shall we all live in peace. Not by might and not by power, but by Spirit alone shall we all live in peace. Not by might, not by power. Shalom.
Shabbat shalom, everybody. Happy Hanukkah.
Shabbat shalom.